for my garbage person of the week. It's not first of all this guy, but it's eventually gonna get around to Matt Gaetz with his little gas mask. Remember that was so funny at the beginning of the pandemic? Everybody was being so hysterical about COVID, and he like lampooned it by like wearing a gas mask, and then 1/3 people died. It was funny. Who says right wingers don't get humor? Anyway, he's garbage for that reason and others. We'll get to him in a moment. No, it starts off, the garbage people of the week this week are those who are just blissfully free to have fun and have parties after spending the year, like JR said, spreading misinformation and making sure as many people die as possible. So I want to take a look at this first of two videos. This one is the Whitestone Republican Club in New York City. Here they are having a grand old time. Okay, so a couple things about that video. First of all, is it the lamest party ever? Yes. The guy in the hat, I was gonna say something. I'm gonna pull back from it. I was gonna criticize him in a very particular way, but
say it, John.
Nope, it's below me. If Francesca was here, she'd say it. I'm not going to. Anyway, yeah, totally lame, totally lame. By the way, interesting little note about that video. That woman with the hair who's now leading the conga line, that's a woman who has run for state senate as a Republican. She's now running for a citywide office in Queens, which has had 7,400 COVID deaths, the fourth most of any county in America. And you know what? It's probably gonna have a few more because people are partying it up there and not taking it seriously at all. Whole bunch of people traveled in, no masks, no anything, close quarters, no social distancing, to spread COVID knowing that they're rich and they'll be fine no matter what. It's not serious. Only 300,000 people had died by the time they had that party, but they're having a grand old time after presiding over the biggest failure of not only the government, that's clear, but I would say America and its people that we've ever experienced here in this country.
Dance it up. I think your first thought is the first thing everyone thought. Who wants to be at that party? That's the party that you're willing to spread COVID around for? That's the one?
The hat. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say the hat. I'm just gonna say the hat. Anyway, that's not the only one, of course. You've also got Matt Gaetz, who started off the pandemic. Let's go to the full screen of that image. Yeah, wearing a gas mask on the House floor because he thought it was so funny to joke about the fact that people were worried about this. Remember, this is when they were all saying it's just the flu. You don't hear that so much anymore, huh? That little talking point. They seem to have moved on from that after it killed 10 times as many people as any year with the flu. Well, he's having fun too. Here he is partying it up. I know what you're thinking. What would it look like if Butthead danced? We don't know because that ain't dancing. But anyway, there he's having fun, and why shouldn't he? I mean, he's only an elected official. He only spent the entire year doing absolutely nothing to stop his constituents from dying, and plenty of people in his district have. But he doesn't care, and he's certainly not grieving after the worst year of our lives. He's having fun and he's dancing again, no masks, no socially distancing, inside, freely spreading COVID and all of that. They're having some fun as we close out this year.
That's what I'm trying to figure out though. Is he gonna do a public vaccination as well to let everyone know they should get the vaccine and that it's safe and effective? Because these are conflicting actions now. I just wonder if he's gonna do it. If he doesn't, okay, then it means he's being consistent. I just wonder if he's going to.
With him, I honestly don't even care. Oh God, I just can't wait for him to eventually lose or become the Republican nominee. And why shouldn't he? He's like the pure distillation of all the worst parts of their party. Anyway, those are our garbage people, but we're not the only ones who count here at the Damage Report. we've also got you. And so every week we do two things. First of all, we ask you for suggestions for garbage people, and you provide those. Obviously, there was much less time for that here. But then we have you vote. And the way that you do that is by heading over to the community tab on our YouTube channel. And let's see, many of you did, almost 7,000 even in this half week. And here's who we've got. So our number 5 garbage person of the week, as determined by the community, at 4% of the vote is Betsy DeVos for telling career staffers to hold up Biden's agenda, and also possibly to get those war criminals pardoned because of course they worked for her brother who headed up that mercenary company. But anyway, number 4 at 5% of the vote was Sidney Powell for facilitating Trump's efforts to undo the election. That was great work there. Number 3 is Ron Johnson at 12% of the vote for blocking relief and peddling conspiracies, and in a couple of weeks probably trying to challenge the results as the senator on that side of that whole deal. Number 2 is Michael Flynn at 25% of the vote for calling for martial law. That's always fun. Remember, he also got pardoned too, and then called for martial law for the guy who pardoned him. It's a great grift. But with more than 50% of the vote, number 1, Republicans for stopping COVID relief and then getting vaccinated. So they sort of agreed with JR there.
Oh,
yeah, that one sort of went with you, actually.
Hey, I just, I just put my finger in the air, and I can read the will of the people. I can read the will of the people.
Anyway, those are the garbage people of the week. Thank you to everybody who voted. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.